What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch back here with another NFL video. In this video, I will give you my quarterback predictions for the 2020 NFL offseason, including the big names in both free agency and some of the marquee rookies in the NFL draft. This will range from my most confident pick to my biggest guess. Before I give you my quarterback predictions for the 2020 NFL offseason, Gronk, spike the like button, subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL vids just like this, and comment below your opinion. What do you see happening this offseason with every quarterback I'm about to discuss? Let's kick it off with my for sure pick. The Dallas Cowboys signing Dak Prescott. Dak is one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the sport right now. He's young and he's the future. All of this outside talk is just leverage. Dak is a great leader and will remain the face of America's team going forward. The Cincinnati Bengals draft Joe Burrow first overall. This may be the easiest pick of them all. Burrow is almost locked in as the number one pick in the 2020 NFL draft. The true question is, will Joe be the guy game one? Or will they bring a vet in to compete? Will they keep Andy Dalton? My guess is that they trade Andy Dalton to a team who could really use him and keep Ryan Finley as their bridge quarterback. Finley will be going into his second season and played a few games in 2019. They could start Finley week one if they feel that Joe Burrow isn't quite ready. The Saints retain both Drew Brees and Taysom Hill. Drew Brees is returning. I don't think he would play with any other team but the Saints. Sean Payton and the Saints organization, they realize that they've been playoff relevant the last few seasons. They've been NFC contenders, and they're not too far off from winning that evasive second Super Bowl. Drew Brees gives them the best chance to win in 2020. Taysom Hill, he's the project, the guy that I believe Sean Payton wants as Brees' successor. He has all the tools, and he's obviously an athlete. Give him another year to learn from Drew and refine his skills, and I believe that Taysom could be special. The Titans keep Ryan Tannehill on the franchise tag. Tannehill played too well not to be rewarded, at least a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if the Titans gave Tannehill some sort of long-term deal, but the franchise just seems like the smart move to me. Ryan on the tag could prove that he wasn't a fluke and go for bigger money next season. Tom Brady returns to the Patriots on a 2-year deal. The recent reports suggest that Brady will be back with New England. The big thing for Tom is winning. It always has been, it always will be. And there is no greater chance to win than in New England. Belichick knows there's no quarterback he has a better chance to win with than Tom Brady, despite what the media may say. McDaniels is back, Edelman is still there, add a tight end and a wide receiver to the mix, and Brady will be all in on 2020, and so will I. The Dolphins draft Tua and keep Fitzpatrick as the backup quarterback. There have been way too many connections with Tua linking with the Dolphins, dating all the way back from last offseason. The Finns may have to move up to get their guy, but I believe Tua is the future of the franchise, and the Dolphins will spend and build around his talents. Fitzpatrick is a serviceable starter or bridge quarterback if Tua is not ready to go week one. Fitzmagic has been really amazing the last 2 seasons. You could argue it's been 2 of his best seasons in 2018 and 2019, proving he's plenty good enough for a team that probably isn't going to be competitive until 2021. Plus, he'll be a great mentor for the young Tua. Jameis Winston stays in Tampa Bay, and the Bucs sign a veteran backup. Phillip Rivers is the quarterback most heavily connected to the Bucs to replace Jameis Winston, but from a football perspective, it just doesn't really make sense to me. Rivers has lost a lot of arm strength and downfield throwing ability. In Arians' offense, that's absolutely essential. No one looks to throw the ball down the field more than Arians, and Winston fits that. I just don't see how Rivers is an upgrade. For all of his mistakes, Winston makes some incredible plays and some big-time throws. Arians needs a quarterback who can make all the throws, sit in the pocket, and take the hits. And Jameis can do all of that, along with extending plays to allow his receivers to get open. Arians gives Winston one more go, but that doesn't mean that he won't bring in an established backup to just give him a little nudge. My pick would be Case Keenum. Keenum is an established quarterback who is a free agent and is comfortable in a backup role. And when called upon, he isn't afraid to get gutsy and make the throws down the field. Cam Newton stays with the Panthers. The pros of this just far outweigh the cons. It just makes too much sense for Cam Newton to return to the Panthers at his current price in 2020. If they commit to Cam for the year, which I believe they will, signing a backup would be a great idea. Teddy Bridgewater, I believe, would be the pick. He can do some of the things that Cam can do at the line of scrimmage, and I believe he would be a perfect fit for the Panthers' new offense of Joe Brady. The Panthers could decide to go young, they could decide to trade Cam, which is totally possible, but it just doesn't make sense at their current draft position. Plus, what if Cam is okay? What if he's healthy? If he is, you know you have a franchise guy, a guy who could take you to the playoffs for a very affordable contract. Only $21 million in 2020. That's the 14th most in football. The Chicago Bears trade for Andy Dalton to push Mitch Trubisky. My guess is Chicago will give Trubisky one more season to prove himself, and will use Andy Dalton just like Ryan Tannehill was used for Marcus Mariota in Tennessee. Dalton could also potentially have an opportunity to become a starter again in Chicago, which I'm sure Dalton would love. If Trubisky doesn't play well, I think Dalton could step in and perform. Connections suggest that this could happen. Bill Lazor was Dalton's offensive coordinator and quarterback coach in Cincinnati from 2016 through 2018, as well as the fact that the Bears are likely looking for a veteran quarterback who can push Trubisky, but not exactly step on his toes. Dalton doesn't have a huge personality. I think he'd be fine being a backup, at least for a little bit. He'd be comfortable in this offense, an offense that I feel Andy would have success in, a quick passing game under Matt Nagy. Andy Dalton offers the Bears a team with a good defense, a less turnover, mistake-prone type of quarterback. If it's not Andy Dalton, another name that does come to mind is Nick Foles. Nick Foles did play with the Bears quarterback coach John DeFilippo in both Philadelphia and Jacksonville. Foles excels in getting the ball out quick, just like Andy Dalton. The LA Chargers draft Justin Herbert. I get bringing in a big name. I feel like Cam Newton would be a solid fit for both the offense and what Lynn is really looking for, as well as what the city needs, which is a big personality like Cam Newton. But everything from the Chargers camp really makes it seem like a young quarterback is about to come in. A rookie is going to be drafted. And it also makes me feel like Tyrod Taylor is their bridge quarterback. Anthony Lynn has coached Tyrod Taylor before. He's had success working with Tyrod Taylor before. They're in prime position to pick Herbert in the draft. Herbert has great mobility, which Lynn is looking for, and a big arm to stretch the field. I have Rivers signing with the Colts on a 2-year contract. This move would be the best for Phillip Rivers. The question is it the best for the Colts? Because I honestly don't know. There are so many connections which make this a great football move, including the Colts head coach Frank Reich being the former offensive coordinator of the Chargers. So there's a previous relationship between the head coach and the quarterback. Rivers' leadership, I think, would be big for a young Colts roster, along with Rivers bringing an elite ability to read a defense and make quick passes behind an excellent offensive line. I don't think the Colts are too far off from competing, plus they have a ton of cap, so making a move like this for a quarterback who is a bit older does seem to make some sense. Rivers would allow them to compete for at least a couple of seasons, and then you could go about drafting someone. You could mold someone underneath of Phillip Rivers and then start that player in a year or two. I could also see Teddy Bridgewater being signed by the Colts for similar reasons. He's smart, he's a leader, he can execute an offense, he gets the ball quick out of his hands. But Phillip Rivers, due to the connection between Reich and Rivers, and due to Rivers wanting to go somewhere where he can win, I believe that Rivers will sign with the Colts. And the last name is Marcus Mariota, who I have signing with the Oakland Raiders on a 1-year contract to stir some competition underneath Derek Carr. One more season for Derek makes sense. Carr really wasn't that bad last year and wasn't the biggest reason the Raiders were average. He was actually okay. Gruden loves competition, and due to that fact, I believe Marcus Mariota is going to be signed, or at least somebody in that mold. Gruden was a huge fan of Marcus Mariota coming out of college, and Mariota fits the offense. He has the skills that fit the Gruden style of offense. He can run the boots, he can extend the play, and Gruden's ego is also massive enough where he could believe that he could fix Mariota as a passer. Those are my picks for the 2020 NFL offseason and all of my quarterback predictions. Let me know in the comment section below who you guys think is going where. It's been Mitch of the Bottom Line View. Peace out.